The Filton 18 is made up of a group of people who either did or are accused of doing something that upheld their responsibility as citizens. The victim in this case is Elbit Systems, Israel's largest weapons producer, who refer to themselves proudly as the central operating system of the IOF.
The weapons that they are accused of destroying include killer quadcopter drones, which are currently being used in the genocide in Gaza. These mimic the sounds of children in distress in order to draw civilians out to help, and then they are shot at. Dr. Nizam Mahmood, who is an acclaimed British soldier and who volunteered his time in Gaza, and he says that this is not an occasional thing. Giving evidence to Parliamentary International Development Committee, Prophet Nizam broke down in tears as he described with the drone pellets. What I found is that they would go in and they would bounce around, so they would cause multiple injuries. I had a 7-year-old boy. He had an injury to his liver, his spleen, his bowel, his arteries, so quite extensive destruction from a single entry point. And these are the quadcopter drones that our loved ones have been accused of damaging and destroying.
The Foreign Office whistleblower has told us the government has been deliberately circumnavigating international law to continue exporting arms to Israel in a genocide. And Zoe's strength of conscience is so powerful that she felt she had to act herself to uphold the laws that our government is breaking.
Say it clear and say it loud! Say it clear and say it loud! Prophet 18, you make us proud! Prophet 18, you make us proud!
Last November, Cameron was amongst the 8 that were remanded without trial, and they were violently ripped out of our lives through the use of counter-terror powers. And guess what? A few weeks later, Keir Starmer had a secret meeting with Elbit, an Israeli weapons factory which builds its weapons on UK soil.
Having been wrongly arrested myself under the Terrorism Act and disappeared from my family for 5 days, I looked at my own Labour MP in Swansea in Wales and asked for her help. She has remained deafeningly silent. When laws designed to address genuine threats to public safety are applied in ways that are aimed at stifling protest, we must all take notice.
The Americans invented something called a terrorism enhancer for sentencing, which is where a case has nothing to do with terrorism whatsoever. They then come along at the sentencing part of the trial and say to the judge, whether it's the FBI, the NYPD, or whoever, and say, the prosecutors, and they say, there's a terrorism element attached to this case. This is how they delegitimize us. This is how they demobilize us.
The right to protest must not be equated with criminality, nor should activism concerning matters of such serious international concern be treated as a threat to national security.
I'd like to end with a quote from Martin Luther King Jr., who says that a time comes when silence is betrayal, and our loved ones refused to stay silent. Free the Filton 18!